Hello, this is Norm Jones of Brigham Young University, and I wanted to take a couple minutes and generate a little YouTube video to illustrate our progress thus far in implementing the data from groundwater data we received from South Africa from Tendai and his colleagues in our Tethys portal groundwater level mapping application. And so I've come up here to do tethys.byu.edu/apps. And if you come into that, it will prompt you for a username and password. To get into this, just type guest, G-U-S-T, G-U-E-S-T for both the username and the password, and then log in. And then we can, let me fix my screen resolution here a second. Just, whoops. I clicked on the, let me emphasize what I clicked on there. There we go. So I went down to the groundwater level mapping tool and clicked on that. And the way this works is you click on a regional map, and by default it comes up with a map of the state of Texas, and you can click on one of the aquifers here and go in and start exploring well data, and you can do animation of the rasters that we've interpolated here. But if you go in here and you look, we have South Africa integrated here, and that will jump down to, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm using the scroll button on my mouse to zoom in. So here are the regions that we were sent, and if you click on one of these aquifers, it zooms in, and you can then click on the aquifer or click on the wells in the aquifer, and it'll show you some information about the well, and then show you a time series plot down at the bottom, which is the depth to water table or groundwater elevation. Let's see if we have groundwater elevation. We can plot that as well. So here's the elevation. Also, we've created a set of rasters up here which you can animate, and of the different things. Let's do depth to groundwater here. Let's see, it takes a second for that to load. You see a little over here, there's a buffer refresh button that sometimes it lags, and it takes a minute for that to refresh. Let me see if we can get that going again. There we go. Just slow down the refresh rate a little bit, and you can animate that. If you want to go back to the region home, you just click there and zoom in again. You can click a different region, and for each region it will show the available wells. Some of these don't have a lot of wells, and so, but we're plotting everything we have. And this one doesn't have, oh wait a minute, excuse me, it does have some raster interpolation. And again, a little bit of a buffering problem there. Oh, there we go. That's finally up and running, and so that is animating. So we have some raster animations built here. I would hesitate using this. The technique we use to get depth to groundwater, I think we need to revisit it and maybe redo these interpolations, but you get the idea here. It will show you the information spatially, and you can always go back to the region home and then zoom in and click on a different aquifer or water table, or excuse me, aquifer subregion, and then it will take a minute and load that data. By the way, you can select which wells to display. If you have is minimum samples for well. If you select 0, it'll display all of the wells. If you change that to 5, it will only display wells that have at least 5 measurements over time. It doesn't look like it makes a difference in this one, but that can make a difference. So these rasters were set up using an interpolation interface that you can only access if you have admin privileges, which we should be able to grant to those that want to be able to get in and do play with the raster animation and try the different techniques. But that's where we are right now, and would love to talk about it more when you get a minute. Thanks.